to buy a car. You know what? Maybe I'll buy a Volkswagen Jetta. Maybe I'll go out and I'll buy maybe a Chevy, whatever, the latest electric car, plug-in as you go through. Or maybe I want to buy a Lamborghini. I'll just go to the local store and buy it. No, you're not going to buy a Lamborghini next to a Volkswagen Jetta. It's not going to happen. Typically, you'll have cities who love car lots as they go through because they make a lot of tax revenue off of them. They'll cluster cars, and a lot of times dealerships will go one after the other. Volkswagen, Ford, Chrysler, Chevy, Mercedes as you go through. But when you want to sit down and have that super high-end expensive car, you're going to go shopping wherever it is because you're looking for that one of a kind. You want to have not just any car, you want to have a Lamborghini. You're not just looking to shop and buy a car, you're going to be comparing that Lamborghini against the Tesla Roadster as you go through. You're going to go through and check out the Lamborghini versus the Ferrari, the process. You're going to look at different aspects of it, and you're going to shop and you're going to look for exactly the things that you want. You're going to look for the car that has the horsepower, the looks, the speed that you want, and the coordinability, because you are a connoisseur and you're hunting for that specific thing that you want. Let's say that you live in a really cool place. Let's say that you live in Southern California, maybe Orange County, California, and you don't want to have cabinets from Home Depot. You can do your kitchen for $22,000 with all new cabinets in it. Oh yeah, really good. But you have money. You saw somebody and they had custom cabinets. You heard about it. They had a walnut grain in it. It wasn't just a layer on top of it. The doors themselves were walnut as you go through, and you don't want to sit down and have anything common because you want to sit down there and spend it because you have a house that you want to be gorgeous. You're willing to spend top dollar. You're going to spend $55,000 to $60,000 for your kitchen because you want to have those high-end custom cabinets. It's called long tail. Long tail is low volume, high profit as you go out there. Let's use an example of the social media out there. You're going to sit down and go out there and start selling different things. Okay, you want to sell shoes. Okay, let's put on there running shoes. That's your description up there. So you put running shoes. But wait a minute. A lot of people go running shoes, and you want your company, your store, to show up as number 1 or number 2 on a phone, maybe as low as number 5 on a computer screen as you go through. But a lot of people shop on the phone as you go through. So you want to be in the top 10 no matter what happens. The higher you are, but you don't have to be number 1 and pay a lot of money because of the fact you're looking on low volume, high profit as you go through. So you don't say running shoes. You want to sit down and have your search engine optimization, your SEO, to sit down there, be really descriptive to a narrow niche as you go through. Best shoes, best running shoes. Okay, that narrows it down. Best women's running shoes. That narrows it down even more. Best women's Nike shoes. All of a sudden now, you're going from running shoes down to best shoes, best women's shoes, best Nike shoes. You keep on bringing down that focus until you're hitting a niche market out there across the entire planet Earth. Anybody that can read your post, they're going to say best women's Nike shoes. You're getting very specific, and all of a sudden now the flares light up. Somebody types in women's Nike shoes. All of a sudden you're in the top group, and you wiped out a whole bunch of different aspects of people searching for running shoes or men's shoes or whatever, or another off brand as you go through. You want people to sit down and go to your market because you want to claim that niche market out there. So you focused in on an SEO as you go through, making certain that you had the best description because you are really a long tail salesperson as you go through. Look at the numbers here. Amazon makes 57% of its sales from long tail keywords. Here's an example of Amazon selling books as you go through. If you're an author, I've published 4 different books. If you're an author, 60% of all sales on the planet come from Amazon. You must list your product on Amazon unless you are really crazy and think that you're going to be selling products someplace else. They must be listed there and probably 3 or 4 other places at least as you go through. But if you don't list on Amazon, you're going to miss a big giant chunk of the market that you want to sit down and sell your books in. And here Amazon makes 57% of the sales. based on long tail keywords as you go through. That's a big thing because of the fact that somebody's looking for a book on a specific topic. You make certain you sit down and have the 3 different major things that they're shopping for that would describe your product as you go through. Long tail keywords is a big deal for search engine optimization. The question isn't where do you want your product pages to rank? Everybody wants to have the #1 spot. How can you sit down and be relevant? You got to have really good keywords. Nowadays, what you say in as few words as possible that is highly descriptive really plays a role as to where your product is going to show up on the different search engines as you go through. It's just that in the process. Amazon, we can target uncommon key phrases and still dominate our market as you go out there in the process. Here's a couple examples. You have a long tail keyword as you go through. Afterglow wireless headset PS4. That's pretty descriptive as you go through. If somebody sits there and types in any of those, you're going to be in the ranking. If they type them together, boom, all of a sudden your product goes to the top as you go through. You can be 1 or 2. Look, you got something over here, PDP, afterglow crawl, PS4, wireless headset, video games. They put all the right words in there as you go through. Pay attention to what you're writing because you're out there trolling for people to sit down and grab your product over somebody else's as you go through. Focus in on search engine optimization. The old times focus on singular keywords, but now you need to toss in about 7 different keywords for somebody to sit down and to look for your product as you go through. Here's another example. Men's wallet with coin compartment as you go through. You type that in, boom, all of a sudden now you have people saying House of Fraser, Coin Pocket, eBay. All of a sudden you have different aspects of it coming out and you have pictures of it and you have a very good description, typically 4 pictures of your product as you go through. Long tail examples, instead of just optimizing keywords to simply stuff them in with keyword tags, you need to sit down and have keywords that are descriptive as how people think in the process, what they're looking for as you go through. So by the time you're done, a head and tail graph represents a complete buying pattern as you go through, and it's competition to find the right keywords on social media as to what is appealing and what would people type in for a product that you carry as you go through. By the time you're all done, long tail probability and probability, look at the numbers that you have over here. 70% of search queries really focus in on long tail because now, instead of going back 10 years, nowadays, you can type in a long description, then all of a sudden, boom, you'll have the things that you want to buy right there instead of having to search and hunt and peck as you go through your phone as you go through. So long tail focus is not the mass customer market. It focuses on a niche that customize the sought after goods and services as you go through. It can be a very lucrative market if you have the right target audience matched to the right service product. That's why a lot of the exercise we're talking about is focusing in on target market and make certain your product or service will sit down there and match that market as you go through to start your business to be successful. Take care.